The Boston Bruins lose 6-2 to the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's the first game after the holiday break and the first game of the back-to-back against the Blue Jackets. Korpisalo was given a start against his former team. The last time they played the Blue Jackets, though, Swayman got the start and the Bruins lost 5-1. Unfortunately, we saw a worse performance from the team tonight than we did in that game. As always, I'm going to cover the highs and lows from the Boston Bruins' 6-2 loss to the Columbus Blue Jackets. So buckle up, Bruins fans. I'm here to give you the latest info on your beloved Boston Bruins. If you've been liking my Bruins content, please leave me a like and subscribe. If you've already done so, thank you, and let's get into it. The Boston Bruins started out the first period looking like they had just a little bit too much turkey over the holiday. Very slow and didn't get a shot on net until around the 10-minute mark of the first period. Before the game, Sacco stressed short shifts so they could get into the game.
Short shifts. Not extending our ice time out there is going to be key for us, I think. You're coming off 3 days. They're in the same boat, obviously, but we had to travel this morning. And we just want to make sure we're not extending our shifts too long, especially in the second period. That's where it can get dangerous. So managing our shift lengths, managing the puck, the same things that we talk about quite a bit. But I think it takes it's more important here tonight, especially with the 3 days that we've had in between.
Also, before the game, we learned that David Pastrnak would be back in the lineup after leaving last game during the second period and not returning. Pastrnak looked to be one of the few Bruins who had their legs under them in the first period against Columbus. After the break, usually the advantage is to the home team, and you could see that at the start of this game because the Bruins looked terrible and Columbus looked like they had all the jump. Morgan Geekie takes a tripping penalty halfway through the first period, and he almost took one like seconds earlier, which confused me as he continued to only have one hand on his stick and he gets a penalty. The Bruins PK was strong, and this will be the only time I say that for the whole game. But a couple of bad bounces and the puck is in the back of the net. I watched the replay on this one a couple of times just to see how the puck even got up in the air and over Korpisalo. But nonetheless, it's 1-0 Columbus. Korpisalo got the start, and you would have to think that he'd had a lot to do with him starting his NHL career in Columbus. But once again, Swayman got the last start, so maybe this is just Sacco being nice to him. Korpisalo looked to be on his game and was square to the puck in the first period, and he was controlling his rebounds. Only in the first period. Geekie gets his redemption from being in the box, though, during Columbus's goal, as he is strong on the forecheck and makes a huge hit. That huge hit coughs the puck up to Pastrnak behind the net, and he's able to get the puck out in front to make a sweet pass to Zacha, who found his scoring touches of late, and we're all tied up at once. Going into tonight's game, Zacha had a goal and 2 assists and was +3 in his last 5. David Pastrnak, who had a lot of us thought wasn't going to play today, has had 2 goals and 5 assists in his last 5 games and is a +4. Pastrnak is quietly having a decent season, all things considered, with the Bruins Hockey Club. I understand Pastrnak is paid to score goals, and he's really just getting assists this year, but he is paid to put up points, and he is technically the reason the Bruins are scoring any goals this year. The period ends and it's tied, but the Bruins don't look good at all. The second period is where the wheels fall off for the Boston Bruins. Columbus will blow the doors off the Bruins this period. The Bruins this season either have a great team win or get blown out, and the second period they set themselves up for a blowout. Before I get into the goals, which there are plenty, all for Columbus by the way, I don't think I can blame this on goaltending at all. Korpisalo didn't play great, but he didn't play bad. 7 minutes into the second, the Bruins have a brutal line change, which sends Adam Fantilli in all alone, and it's 2-1 Columbus. Line changes have been awful for the Bruins this season, and I would love to know how many goals they've been scored on when they have a bad line change. 4 guys make a change while Columbus is going the other way with the puck. It's not like they're hustling to get off either. Little to no effort to get off the ice. Just a little over a minute later, though, Sean Monahan gets his second of the game, 13th of the year, and it's 3-1. Total collapse by the Bruins and hanging Korpisalo out to dry. Seconds after that goal, Charlie Coyle gets called for slashing and the Bruins are back on the kill. Not to worry though, as it doesn't take the Blue Jackets long and they score, making it 4-1. The Columbus Blue Jackets score 3 goals in 2 minutes and 47 seconds. The Bruins players look lost and couldn't clear the puck. They look like a bunch of guys skating in quicksand. Sacco mentioned they needed to have quick shifts, but I don't think that would have saved them tonight. They look like the same Bruins from the start of the season that looked unprepared and slow. Not one player on the team should be able to hold their head high after that period. With less than a minute left in the period, Columbus is on another power play from another Charlie McAvoy stick penalty, and they score another goal to make it 5-1. I'm sure some will say that they should have put Swayman in at this point, but I don't think it would have changed anything. Korpisalo looks like he's on an island out there. He's making the first save the majority of the time, which is his job, but he can't do anything about those rebounds. Now, some of these rebounds are pretty juicy he's giving off, but once again, he's making the first save, and no one is clearing anybody in front of the net. The whole team stinks tonight, and it doesn't matter who's in the net. Honestly, the Bruins just must really love hearing that cannon go off. The third period, we see glimpses of good shifts here and there, but the biggest positive take from this period is the Bruins only allow 1 goal against. If you take out the second period, it's a 2-2 hockey game. The Bruins do give up the first goal of the period, though. Once again, Korpisalo makes the first save, but no Bruin is there to pick up the rebound. But there was a Blue Jacket there, and it's 6-1. The Bruins look lifeless after this goal, but somehow Charlie Coyle is able to get his 3rd goal in his last 3 games, and Marchand extends his point streak to 11 games, and it's 6-2. I'm not kidding myself thinking the Boston Bruins had enough effort to win this game. Columbus outskated the Bruins all night, and the Bruins couldn't contain Columbus's forecheck at all. Let's not kid ourselves either, though, because Columbus isn't a good hockey team this season. Middle of the pack, but somehow blow the Bruins out every time they play this season. The combined score this season is 11-3 in favor of Columbus in 2 games they played this season. The Bruins could have some redemption, though, as they're right back at it tomorrow against Columbus in Boston. If they don't show up for that game, then maybe a trade needs to be made to shake things up. I couldn't really say who played well tonight because no one really did. As I said, there were some good shifts, the team looked good, but they might have been a whole 6 minutes in total. I do expect a better effort tomorrow night in Boston, but the Bruins' record on the season is now 19-14-4, and they still sit 3rd in the Atlantic. That's a wrap on today's video. To stay up to date on all the news surrounding the Boston Bruins, please subscribe and drop me a like. If news breaks surrounding the Boston Bruins, be sure to check out the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, thank you, and I'll see you next time.